Hello, welcome back to Bookend Gaming. It's Otaku Tuesday, everybody.
Hello, I'm Eric.
I'm Travis, and this is Otaku.
Hi, Otaku.
Hi, we don't really need you for this.
No.
Yet. The
That's
next
true.
route we will.
You will be needed someday, but it is not this day.
He's got his hands busy with Honey Pop.
That's true.
He has to keep, like, changing his size.
That's
He's like the Ant-Man of the sensor...
sensor universe, sensomatic universe.
Yeah, that's it. The CCU.
Oh, God.
So we're not in the past anymore.
We're not.
We're chatting it up, and Amane doesn't actually love us.
I mean, she might a little, but not
enough.
She's not sure if it's true. Or
yeah, she's only doing it to punish herself.
That's healthy.
I'm convinced that's what every girl has done with me.
She's atoning for her sins.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they all call me their rock bottom.
Oh.
I just thought they meant I had, like, a tight ass.
Oh, but now it's all come clear.
Yeah, no! My worldview! All right. Oh, God. Every time you held me, I felt like the sin I carried with me was growing lighter. You were just a tool I used to bury my guilt.
I see. Well, you used my tool a lot.
Right.
A convenient woman like that is obviously too good to be true.
She used me. You still had sex, though, right? What is wrong
That's
with
true.
you?
Why am I being such a baby? So this is the source of that unease I could never manage to shake. This is why I couldn't get rid of that lingering doubt, always squirming in the back of my mind. I don't know many women prone to falling in love with virtual strangers. Over time, I'd halfway convinced myself Amane was just a special case.
Everyone watching this, do you feel called out?
Right? I was just going to say. Look, everyone, the weeb has fallen in love with the drawing.
Oh, no.
But as I suspected from the start, there was something else behind all that.
You know what, though? I'm sure you won't believe a word I have to say at this point, but I really did fall in love with you.
Yay!
Oh, I believe you instantly.
It worked.
That's no good at all. It's hardly a punishment if I love you, right?
I mean, I guess.
All of a sudden, the nightmares, the hallucinations, the voices started coming back. They're all cursing me. You're taking all the happiness for yourself yet again. I knew I needed a stronger, a much stronger punishment. I knew falling in love with you was wrong of me, but I did it anyway. I know, no matter how much I love you, I can't drag you down to where I'm going. I have to go alone, but I still... Every night, I told myself, this has to be the last time. I told myself I'd tell you everything, put an end to this, but still. When I woke up the next morning, I'd start thinking, just one more day. I'll break it off tomorrow. I just kept putting it off over and over.
Oh, no.
I was afraid.
She's going to break up with us.
I wanted to tell you, I'm the one who left your sister to die. I had it on the tip of my tongue so many times, but my tongue was so busy.
Let's go see what Sachi's up to.
Yeah. Hey, fall back. But if I said that, I knew you'd leave and never come back. I left Kazuki to die. No matter how much I apologize, she's never coming back.
You never know. She could have Rambo'd her way out of there.
I'm sorry. That's what I'm wondering.
Oh! Whoa!
It's here, everyone. It's been like 20 episodes.
This is going to feel good. Herm.
Oh, I feel it's like a weight is lifted from my shoulders.
Right? So, in other words, then he just herms again.
Yeah.
She went in reluctantly, but now she's pretty much enjoying herself.
How dare she?
In the first place, why are Amane's romantic feelings the first thing on my mind here? My sister, my family, all that is just a messy, ugly pain in the ass.
I'm just not going to think about it.
But in the end, I think I'm much more concerned about what comes next. At times like these, the fundamental strategy is to hear out the woman's story and throw in a few vague responses here and there. But I think I may need to say something pretty soon.
There's only 2 words you ever have to say to a woman when she's going on a tangent or ranting.
Yeah?
That sucks. Don't try to fix it. Don't turn it into, in my experience, or
Right. Or just offer to buy food.
Nope, you just go, that sucks. Just let them fucking get it out there. Hey, Yuuji.
Yes?
Where's that R?
I don't know. She'll throw it in there.
Would you
throw us a bone?
kill me?
What? No? Say what?
I can't think of any other suitable punishment. This was the only path I had to forgiveness, and it's ruined now. So I guess I can't do anything but have you kill me now.
I don't want to do such a
I'm
thing.
sorry.
What the hell are you talking about? Have you gone soft in the head?
Owie!
Smack. Humph, you expect me to kill someone who squeals like a piglet over a single chop to the head? Don't make me laugh.
Ha ha ha, piglet. Oh, I'm sorry.
And that's another thing. Stop it with the damn I'm sorry, will you? I can't stand that phrase. Oh, sorry. Those were the final words my mother left for me before her suicide. Utterly empty,
You know
barren
that
words.
suicide, that was your fault?
Words of surrender. Every time I hear that phrase, I remember myself the way I was. I remember my failure, my inability to act, and my chest throbs painfully. First off, don't try to mimic Kazuki, alright? I only had one sister, and she's gone now. Or what, do you enjoy ripping open my old scars or something? This I'm sorry chorus of yours is putting me in a lousy mood.
I'm
telling you to stop that, idiot. I mean, weren't you Kazuki's classmate? Didn't she ever tell you to not to say sorry so damn much?
Well, yeah, it was in the writing.
Didn't you read it? Very well, then. Allow me to increase your repertoire of phrases, you mush-brained parrot. Herm. Repeat after me. Thank you.
Thank you?
Every time you feel a sorry crawling up your throat, change it to thank you before it gets out of your mouth. That's your punishment.
And say master also. Call me master.
She's just at somebody's funeral one day, and she's like,
Thank you for your loss.
Thank you for your loss. Don't even think about dropping your apologies on me, arbitrarily deciding you've been forgiven and flying off into the night. Got that?
Huh? I'm an idiot, so I don't really understand. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. It all sounded good, though, doesn't it?
Right?
You really are a dim-witted woman, you know that? Ah, god damn it. How am I supposed to explain this? Christ, I'm just as dim-witted. Stupid! Let me think for a while. You're a distraction, woman. Go sit on your heels and reflect on your idiocy. I'm going to get my thoughts together.
Jesus. On my heels.
Sit!
Good dog. Woof!
What is going on here? To be honest, so much just got dumped on me at once that my head can't keep up. What am I supposed to think about all this? First, there's Amane's past. I don't know, just yell at her. That seems to be going
That's
well.
Smart.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but I don't give a shit. From what I read in the diary, she did nothing wrong. Thank you.
Right?
That's what I was like. She didn't really do.
Yeah,
I mean,
none of that is her fault.
Kazuki's decision was understandable. I probably would have done the same thing in her place. If anything, Kazuki's at fault for enjoying that nice heroic death, leaving all the messy, angsty business of surviving to her friend. For one thing, I'm still not fully convinced Kazuki would die as easily as that.
Oh, she's still alive.
But either way, that's not the problem. The past is the past. Nothing can be done about any of that now. You can spit out as many what-ifs and if-onlys as you want, but unless you're using them as a reference for next time, it's a meaningless exercise. The only thing that matters now is what we do next.
Yeah, let's make there's a next time. Let's crash our bus off a cliff.
Amane! Amane! Oh, you're right here.
Yes? What can I do for you?
All said and done, you love me, yes? Confirm or deny?
YN. Yeah, that's right. So, well, thanks.
Herm. Very well. Sit!
Woof.
Amane says she loves me. So how about my own feelings on the matter? I've thought them over many, many times. I'm pretty damn sure by now. I love Amane. I'm a bit ashamed to say it, but on a purely practical basis, I doubt there's another woman in the world as convenient as her.
Convenient. That's what you want. That's all you're looking for in a woman.
Right.
Convenience.
That's what he said he doesn't want.
Yeah.
Then again, is that really all there is to it?
No.
Oh, here, you take a Herm.
Herm.
As I fold my arms in thought, I find my eyes have come to rest on a beautifully folded work uniform. My job.
Excuse me, sir. Could you offer me a shred of Herm?
My job is pretty rough on the clothes. They snag on thorny bushes, rip against walls, and drag along the ground. More often than not, I come back with a number of holes in my uniform. It was only a few days ago that I realized those holes were being repaired. Out on a job, I'd happened to glance at the elbow of my uniform, where a torn seam had been neatly stitched back together. A colleague, noticing as I stared at the careful needlework, asked, "Your wife sew that up for you?" And the words, "Guess so," slipped out of my mouth. Startled by my own reply, I thought long and hard about what Amane was to me.
A pet, apparently.
Yeah. While wearing the clothes she'd mended for me and stuffing my mouth with the lunch she'd packed for me, I pondered the matter. What about Amane had I fallen in love with anyway?
Them titties.
Her looks? True, she was definitely an attractive woman from any angle. The long hair and nice scent didn't hurt either. She accepted everything I did without a word of complaint, and she was up for anything, anytime. Well, that changes now.
Take notes, ladies.
Yeah, that changes now that she's not going to feel guilty about it as much.
Right.
But at the end of the day, in the end, I don't think that had much to do with it. I can't express it too well, but what really stood out was the way she mended my clothes without a word. That's it. That seals the deal.
I have a seamstress fetish.
And the way she always made lunch for me. Right. She always did so much. For me.
So I didn't want a girlfriend. I wanted a mom.
Amane worked as hard as she could to make one dull man's life a little less miserable, and it made me happy. And she sits like a dog when I say. Apparently that's a trait you need.
Right.
Even if Amane had been unbelievably ugly, I would have fallen for her.
Whatever.
That's a lie. By the same token, whatever happened in the past, I'm not going to stop loving her. That feeling isn't going anywhere, no matter what.
Huh? What?
Nothing. Shut your trap. I'm still thinking.
Okay.
Still sitting ramrod straight on her heels, Amane's face droops like a pouting puppy given the command to wait. Studying her comically forlorn expression, I move on to consider the final problem. I could simply tell her, "You're forgiven!" on the spot, but there's no way that would resolve the issue. If anything, my forgiveness might well inspire her to go looking for a new punishment, driving her to erratic, even dangerous behavior, like her driving.
Right.
In that case... All right, Amane, the matter's been decided. On your feet.
Hold on a second. My legs are numb.
We're getting a bunch of them. Thank you, Yuuji.
It's making up for lost term.
Right then, I'll help you up. Here.
Yeah, thanks. Wait, was that supposed to be a nice... I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
There we go. Okay, so, what should I do?
I've thought this over pretty carefully, but let me make one thing clear first. I don't intend to take pity on you because of your past.
Right.
Everyone has a regret or two. It's a natural part of being alive. That said, I also understand yours is a particularly complicated, painful one. Telling you forget it or don't worry about it would be a waste of breath. Remorse that deep isn't just going to stop tormenting you. You might well end up carrying it on your shoulders for the rest of your life. And this idea that your current good deeds can somehow redeem you for what happened in the past is a load of self-serving crap. You've got no choice but to receive your punishment for the rest of your life. I'm not really old or wise enough to say, that's life, like some sort of authority on the matter. But at the very least, I think I'm better accustomed to living with suffering than you.
Yeah, I'm cooler than you.
I have more pain than you, so...
Yeah, get over it.
Therefore, I will now arrogantly throw my conclusion in your face, accept it gratefully.
Okay.
You asked me to kill you just now, right?
Yeah, I did.
Not attached to your life?
If you want to take it, I'll offer it to you.
I see. All right, I accept. From this moment forth, you're going to live the rest of your life for my sake.
Huh?
It's just some crappy life you picked up off the ground in the mountains, right? Can't be worth that much to you. I'll take it off your hands.
But...
What now? You have a problem? Too bad. You gave your life to me, so I can do whatever the hell I want with it. You have no right to complain.
Well, so wait, what? I'd really appreciate a slightly more clear explanation.
I don't like to be clear about anything.
No, of course not.
Nothing to explain. Nothing's really going to change. Just keep doing what you're doing. Live for my sake. Devote yourself to me. I'm the king. You're my pet dog. Got it?
You fucking lucked out here, Yuuji, didn't you? Nothing's going to change? What do you mean?
Do you have a wad of marshmallow fluff for a brain? Fine, I'll put it even more simply and rudely.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know. It was pretty rude to begin with.
Yeah.
God damn you. How dare you leave my sister to die? I'll never forgive you. You're my slave for life. Understood? If you understand, bark like a dog, you filthy mutt.
Woof.
Amane, stay with me for the rest of your life. That's your punishment.
Wait, so it's really okay if I stay with you?
I just answered this question. Not only can you, you're going to. I'll smack you silly if you try to disappear on me. Keep that in mind.
Yuuji. Juicy Yuuji.
What now?
Oozy hick.
Spit it out already. Also, I'm not a submachine gun. But I am juicy. Whoops.
Yuuji. Cry noises, Yuuji.
You know something? You always make this ridiculously ugly face when you cry.
That's terrible. At a time like this, let me cry if I want to. It's my party.
There. Okay. This is getting annoying already. I'll allow you 5 minutes maximum.
Oh, Yuuji, you're so mean.
If I was nice, it'd hardly be a punishment. As Amane breaks down into tears, I wrap my arms around her and hug her tightly to my chest. Ah, true love. There's only one way I can save this woman, and it's not by trying to break the curse of her past. It's therapy.
Yeah, right?
I'll simply accept everything. Knowing her past, knowing her trauma, I'll accept it all. I'll provide her with the punishment she needs. There's no other way. Someday, Amane will surely come to understand. The only person she needs to ask for forgiveness is herself. Until then, I'll be a burden for her to bear. I'll ease her guilt, and I'll be her punishment, and she'll be my dog.
Right?
I'll
You get
offer
a free pass to just treat her like shit.
I'll offer her forgiveness, even if no one else in the world does. No matter what anyone says, I'll give her absolution.
I'm the best.
If I simply stay by her side, someday her penance will reach its end. I know it will. The day will surely come when Amane can forgive herself. Okay, then.
All right, back to the dormitory.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Who's going to talk?
Oh, I know. I'm going to see someone else.
Even after those revelations, there haven't been any major changes in my life with Amane. The only real difference that comes to mind, Amane's calmed down on the physical clinginess.
Damn it.
Well, that's the opposite of what you want.
Right?
And I've started to notice subtle shifts in her emotions. From what Sakaki tells me, this has
Who?
I don't know. Sackboy. This has been going on frequently even before now. But when something happy or fun happens, Amane tends to get a slightly brooding look on her face. Now that I understand these signs of her self-reproach and guilt for what they are, I admonish her. You're allowed to smile. Sometimes I outright order her to do so. And although I know she's still thinking a cowardly insect like me has no right to be happy, she always manages to give me a sweet, artful smile in response. Amane once told me I had a crappy excuse for a smile, and now I understand why she saw through it so easily. She's a far more experienced master of the forced smile. It might sound like a joke, but it seems that Takizono Private Academy actually had formal lessons on how to push your face into an elegant smile. Kazuki had always been even worse at smiling than I was. Imagining her desperately trying to contort her face into a friendly simper is absurdly amusing. Aren't we all just friendly simpers at the end of the day?
Yes.
Hey, Amane, tell me something. That smiling lesson or whatever, I assume Kazuki participated in it as well.
Huh? Don't know. I was in Class D, so I never had lessons with Kazuki's Class A.
Are you talking about boobs again? Just thinking about it makes you laugh. Kazuki curtsying politely in time to the teacher's piano with a beaming smile on her face. I think I'd pay money to see that.
Ha, no kidding. But then again,
gobble.
if you actually did see that, I feel like it might be more terrifying than anything else, because she's dead.
Come to think of it, when Kazuki was still a grade schooler, I did see her practicing her smile once.
Huh? No way. Kazuki of all people?
I mean, she smiled quite a bit during the ravine trip.
She smiled when she was about to die.
Right. Not sure when this was exactly, but Kazuki came to deliver something I'd forgotten to my classroom. A classmate came up to me afterward and asked me about her. Why's your big sister always so cranky? In this kind of scared little voice. Of course, I said, that's just normal for her. When I returned home, I told Kazuki, one of the kids in my class thinks you're kind of scary. Guess it was a little bit of a shock, even for her. She started practicing her smile in front of the mirror after her bath. Funny.
You mean our bath?
Right.
Sure.
You're allowed to smile yourself, you know, or even laugh.
Yeah, I know. You're just not very funny. It's been years and years, after all. I understand I should be able to talk about this with a smile by now, but...
Smiling is the duty of those who are left behind, Yagur. Please try.
Yeah, but when I remember Kazuki, it's just...
No good, huh?
Yeah.
From reading the contents of Amane's diary, I understand that she worshipped Kazuki like a god. Odds are, giving her my standard order to smile now would only worsen her suffering. To be honest, the topic of my sister still stings a bit for me as well. Let's just not talk about it.
Right.
But I guess I've developed my own way of coping with it, making her suffer for
treat her like a dog.
her happiness or something.
Yeah, well, that's what she wants. If you treated her well, she would fucking move on.
Yeah, seems healthy.
Yeah, totally.
Amane, tell
Therapy.
me something. Do you really believe Kazuki's dead?
Huh? Wait, what do you mean by that?
Exactly what it sounds like.
She's actually in my closet I told you not to open.
To be honest, I don't really buy it. Certainly, she's dead on paper, and they did find something that was thought to be Kazuki's corpse at the site, but I just can't believe she'd die that easily.
Well, I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but...
I'm gonna get into slightly gruesome territory here. Oh, okay.
Okay.
The corpse of Kazuki they found on the site had been cut to pieces. You know that as well, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, they never found her head. What do you think of that?
Gross?
She gave you a hint herself, didn't she? A long time ago, Kazuki told me about a swindle where careful cutting and pasting made 10,000 yen notes into 11 slightly smaller ones. And she showed you a similar trick with 11 carats.
So she used someone else's head.
Corpses aren't any different. Just as an example, if you happen to have 10 of them lying around, you could probably make 11, don't you think?
No way, I mean, that's just crazy. People and carrots are very different things, you know?
Oh.
Oh god, all those people I ate.
Not to Kazuki they aren't.
Then, what, you're saying she's alive?
I don't know that. If she is alive, why hasn't she shown herself to us? It's all a mystery. She is. She's just the spirit of the forest now.
Right.
But there's one thing I'm confident about. I don't think Kazuki would accept death that easily.
It's actually Sakaki. That's been your sister the whole time.
And she always did have a number of personalities, characters she'd play. By now, she might well be casually going about her business somewhere as a totally different person. I can't shake that feeling. It's me. I'm Kazuki. At the time, 13 corpses were discovered at the crash site. Many of them had been horribly damaged, but the numbers matched. The investigators didn't have any reason to be suspicious, and the corpses were roughly identifiable. There was no point in DNA testing. Given the dismembered, partially consumed state of many of the bodies, a few missing parts wouldn't have inspired any serious doubts. And of course, Kazuki's head was never discovered. When they discovered the corpses, they did investigate the cause of death, but there was no DNA testing performed.
Kazuki's alive?
No. I'm just saying it's possible to think that way. It's not like I have any real evidence.
But Kazuki did say, I'm not going to die and we'll definitely meet again someday. I'm sure she did.
It's the teacher! Right, but look, Amane, I'm not seriously trying to push this theory on you. All I meant was, thinking Kazuki might still be alive somewhere might help you find the courage to... You're not listening to a word I say, are you? Hold on. Where are you going all of a sudden?
Going back to the forest.
Yeah. Apparently remembering something, Amane dashes us off as if stung by a whip. I follow her as she flies up the stairs, throws open the door to her room, and begins rummaging around vigorously in her closet.
The rucksack?
Hello? Amane? Amane-san? Anyone home?
Here it is. Look at this. It's blue now.
What's this?
Ooh.
Pulling out a storage case that had been carefully tucked away in the back of her closet, Amane takes out a sheaf of yellowed memo paper, wrinkled and stained by patches of dried mud. Even at a glance, I immediately recognize the familiar handwriting lining those pages. That's Kazuki's writing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. This is the jungle escape memo that Kazuki prepared for me.
I take the leaves of paper, probably ripped out of a small notepad, from Amane's hand. First, there's a rough map of the area around the camp. No doubt the product of Kazuki's independent investigations. She also included a number of methods to ascertain direction within the forest, including orientation by the stars. If your path ahead seems overly difficult, don't hesitate to take a detour. And when you think your physical strength may be failing you, take a rest. Use the time to discard items from your rucksack, beginning with the heavy and inessential. The soil is full of volcanic rock and dense minerals, so the trees' roots are shallow and twisted. Also, their access to sunlight is irregular. For these reasons, the direction of their growth won't be a reliable navigational tool. Maintaining pressure on your ankles offers some relief from swelling. Wear 2 sets of socks and pull them to the calf. Your lactic acid build-up will be less severe. Just don't expect this to offer much protection against leeches. Very methodical. That's Kazuki for you.
Yeah, and here, see? Take a look at this.
If you fail to escape, huh?
At the end of her note, Kazuki wrote that I should head back to the camp if I couldn't get out of the forest. She drew a map to a spot where she'd buried some emergency rations.
I see. Judging from the fact that she wrote these notes, Kazuki might have known from the start there was a good chance she'd be making you escape alone.
Yeah, I'm sure Kazuki predicted it would turn out the way it did.
But what made this come to mind all of a sudden?
Well, okay, this is just what if, but if Kazuki is alive, I think there might be a hint about her whereabouts here.
Here, at the scene of the accident? They're gonna go back to the forest.
Yeah, that's right. If she wanted to leave me anything in the end, don't you think she would have buried it with these emergency rations? The day after the accident, Kazuki went into the jungle alone with a shovel. I think she must have been digging a hole and burying food she'd gathered from the bus. And she'd just disappear out of nowhere every once in a while. I figure she had a tiny bladder or something, but she might have been making regular trips to that hole to hide something. She's just like pooping in a hole.
Right. I see. That sounds like the only realistic possibility of finding any clue that might lead us to Kazuki.
Yeah, and if she is dead, I think it's where she would have stashed anything she was leaving behind.
Ooh, man. Herm.
That's a lot of herms.
It is.
Hey, Yuuji, wanna go take a look?
It's just built up for so long, it's ready to explode. Go to the scene. That seems,
Yeah, you're not wrong. It'll probably be tough. That place is filled with awful memories. But I think I need to face that at some point. And if you come with me, Yuuji, I think I'll probably be alright.
I see.
Well, just think of it as a little date, okay?
Oh, great.
Sorry, but please do tag along. That's my perfect first date idea. Go look for my dead sister.
Yeah, alright. Okay.
Oh my god.
Wow. Actually, I was not expecting this turn.
No.
The very next morning, we borrowed the mini truck from the school, packed the box lunches Amane made, and readied ourselves to set off for the scene of the accident. The other girls are just nowhere to be found now.
Right.
They're not questioning anything that's going on. At first, we planned to go by train, but the nearest station turned out to be more than 10 kilometers away from the mountain.
What is that in miles? I'm American.
That's a long ways. Driving's far more convenient. The plan's to make our way to the site, park in the lot at the foot of the mountain, and walk from there. But fortunately, there's apparently been a memorial erected on the site of the crash, which means a path up the mountain was created as well. We shouldn't have to worry about getting lost.
So there's like tour guides, and here's where they ate the dog.
Right. When we first decided on this trip, I'd imagine a grueling hike through the woods. But it turns out the memorial is only 2.8 kilometers from the parking lot at the foot of the mountain. It's kilometers. We don't need any particularly elaborate plans for the walk itself, but on an emotional level, some preparations are still necessary.
Okay, I'm going to buy flowers and incense for the offering. You can just wait here for a little bit.
Yeah, got it. Parking the mini truck near the Mishima Cape train station, Amane slowly lowers herself out of the driver's seat. Not that it's any surprise, but she seems a little awkward and subdued. Watching Amane walk off with purse in hand, dragging her feet like an exhausted office worker headed off to buy her low-calorie lunch, I heave a little sigh. To be perfectly honest, it's not like I seriously believe Kazuki's alive. I'm sure it's the same for Amane. If anything, this visit to the scene of her ordeal has more to do with Amane facing her own memories head-on. I don't think this secret stash of Kazuki's is particularly meaningful. My hopes aren't exactly high for some sort of clue. I'm just praying we don't end up digging up something unpleasant. If Kazuki left her last will and testament or something in that hole, Amane might come out of this bearing even deeper wounds than before. Even so, it's been many years since the accident, so who cares? Let's go! After all this time, Amane's finally gained the courage to
I
return.
feel like the paper would be like, if it was on paper, it would just be, like, gone.
Oh, like...
If she buried a piece of paper, unless
Right.
you put it in, like, a box or something.
Right. Just be decayed by now.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll be able to start coming to terms with what happened. Maybe her burden will grow a little lighter. The point of visiting a grave is to bring comfort to those who left behind. That's a firm belief of mine. I might have been a little too lost in thought. I didn't notice the man approaching until he was standing immediately behind me.
Mr. Ochi!
Ah,
Kazami? Yuuji-san, I believe?
yes. Who's asking?
Whoa. Who are you?
The man seemed to pop out of nowhere. Concealing my surprise, I turned slowly to face him. Did he just call me by name? Dad? I'm not famous enough to be recognized by random strangers on the street in kangaroo pouch sweaters.
Right.
I carefully observe
What
his
you got in
face,
there?
then look over his clothing from head to toe with a single sweep of my eyes. A man with a light build, most likely in his mid-40s. I don't recognize the face. Even though it's the middle of summer, he's wearing a windbreaker jacket as though headed out on a fishing trip.
It's a sushi coat.
He's got a hunting cap on top of his noticeably graying hair, and a beat-up old pair of long boots on his feet. On the whole, he leaves a pretty shabby impression, but the cologne he's wearing isn't cheap, and the glasses on his face are a first-class name brand. I don't remember him as a local shop owner or anything, but if he's just some tourist come to fish in the sea, it makes no sense that he'd know my name. Excuse me, but who are you?
Oops, that's right. My apologies. My name is Sakashida.
Oh,
I'm a big fan of Amane-san's.
Amane's?
Captain? Is that the captain's dad?
Maybe.
Brother? Recently, well, you see, I happened to overhear that she'd gotten herself a boyfriend, yes? I've been thinking it might be nice to say hello.
You came here just to meet me?
Oh, no. It's pure coincidence that I ran across you today, of course. I simply happened to see you together with Amane-san. You see, the sight made me oddly happy. I just couldn't help approaching you, that's all. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
I don't like this guy.
Is that so? That's a load of crap. The story's dubious enough, but my intuition's telling me there's something insincere about the man.
Yeah.
For one thing, he's forcing his face into a smile by jerking up the edges of his mouth. For another, his eyes are dark and cold, and there's a strange, superficial gleam floating on the surface. They resemble two deep wells of oil. The man stinks. His body odor's normal enough, but something about him stinks.
Oh, I've got cheese in my pouch.
It's unfamiliar.
I'm cheesy Roo.
Unpleasant smell that makes the back of my nose tingle ominously. He's the spokesperson.
Yeah.
The scent of bloodlust tinged with madness.
He just, like, sticks his hand in his pouch and you just hear... He pulls out a package of cheesy Roo snacks.
Thanks. Pardonnez-moi, but what do you do for a living?
Well, given my appearance, I guess it's understandable that you wouldn't be able to guess.
Spokesperson.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was the director of an IT company until very recently, but unfortunately I happened to lose my purpose in life. You see, my job started to seem rather ridiculous. I suppose I'm rather embarrassed to admit it, but as you can probably gather, I'm currently unemployed.
I see. Who is he, and why do we care?
Do you not recognize Sakashita? Isn't that the captain? Wasn't that the captain's name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a last name, so
I guess it
could be shared with someone else. But
yeah, I guess. But why would they why would they do that?
Right.
He's got to be related.
At the very least, he doesn't seem to be involved in my line of work. The face isn't familiar, but more importantly, he holds himself far too loosely for a pro. Even the Langley suits who spend most of their time behind desks project a little more menace than this.
And so, you see, when my company finally folded, I gained something of a new perspective on things. My mind has been utterly blank for so long, but all of a sudden I found something like an objective. Haha, an objective might be a bit grandiose, I suppose. How can I put this? I realized, I still have things left to do, you see.
Who are you? What's
I don't
going
know.
on?
Is he gonna try to murder you?
Are you feeling alright?
Whatever do you mean? Oh, I see. Are you pressed for time? I've got quite a lot on my hands personally, but I suppose it must have been rather dull hearing my little story out of nowhere. I do apologize.
I agree. Not at all.
Well then, I'll take my leave now. Do forgive me for boring you with my nonsense.
Ah. The man abruptly turns around and walks right off, his small hunched back unsteadily swaying back and forth. I watch him as he goes, but all of a sudden he seems to have disappeared into thin air.
Oh God.
What the?
He's definitely he's gonna do something bad.
The sound of his footsteps, the faint smell of his cologne, the sight of his hunting cap weaving forward. I can't pick up any trace of the man. He's melted into the low buzz of the station streets as if he was never here in the first place.
That was Kazuki.
Yeah. Wasn't a ghost, was he? Of course, I don't really believe in any such thing, but that sudden appearance and equally abrupt exit were about as ghostly as it gets.
Sorry it took so long.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. I don't like it. Huh? What? Something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This weird old man just struck up a conversation, that's all.
A weird old man? Who was he?
Don't know. Kind of a creepy one, though. I'm probably not going to mention his last name for some
Right?
reason. There's no doubt in my mind he's an amateur, but I can't get over the gleam of madness in those eyes. I've seen that gleam before. Those are the eyes of a man who's thrown away everything. The eyes of a man who's fixated himself on one goal, abandoning all for the sake of his country, comrades, or family. The crazed eyes of a fanatic. Amane, he called himself your fan. Anyone come to mind?
Oh God. Huh? Well, not that I'm really proud of it, but I guess I'm pretty popular with middle-aged guys, but seriously, what? Wonder who he was.
I have a bad feeling about this.
How many middle-aged guys? Huh? Why? Was he that weird?
I do have an OnlyFans account. It was like talking to the Grim
It's a
Reaper.
good thing they didn't cancel. They were gonna fucking get rid of all the porn.
I
and
saw
then
that.
Went back on it. Smartly.
I've got this sickening tingle in my chest.
Wait, hold on. Are you okay?
Sorry. Ugh, jeez. I've experienced something like this before. I don't know when exactly, probably in early childhood. It's a vague memory that my mind doesn't want to remember too clearly. A dark, unpleasant memory locked away for many years. Suddenly oozes out from a crack in the wall. The old man, huh? I close my eyes slowly as the sensation of cold perspiration grows in my armpits.
Gross.
Trickles off of salty sweet. Salty sweet.
Salty
Delicious.
sweet roll.
Trickles of salty sweat roll down my forehead and over my closed eyelids. My hands are clenched tightly into clammy fists. It takes conscious effort to keep my knees from trembling. It's been a while since I remembered. A while since something triggered this physiological trauma. Psychological trauma.
What is happening?
I have no idea.
Yuuji? Seriously, are you alright? You're sweating like crazy.
Yeah, I'm fine.
What do you want to do? Should we call it off for today and head back? Yes.
Give me that bread. No, you finally managed to make up your mind to do this. Let's go.
Oh God, no.
The madness I sensed in that man, was it just a figment of my imagination? Did the scent of that cologne revive buried memories of my father in my unconscious mind, leading me into a paranoid post-traumatic delusion? Whatever the case, at the moment I just want to put as much distance between me and him as possible.
Did he kill your dad?
I don't know what that was.
Murdering everyone involved? What is happening?
I have no idea what that even was.
Yeah.
Our destination's about 2.5 hours away from Mishima Cape by highway. While I'll admit to a little unease at letting Amane take the wheel, it'd be difficult to complain given her obvious technical skill as a driver. The mini-truck accelerates smoothly as we pull into the fast lane, its 4-cylinder engine purring.
Oh, crap. Is the tire pressure a little low? Our rear swerved a bit when we went over those tracks.
Oh my god, we're gonna wreck.
Yeah, just follow that down in the ravine.
Exact same things happens, and you have to choose if you leave her behind or she gets to leave you behind.
Right. Well, yeah, since we don't have a load in the back.
What do you think? Should we stop at the next service area and get some more air in the tires?
Hardly necessary. Any more pressure and it'll ride rough once we're off the highway. Just turn the wheel into the sway and keep our weight evenly distributed. Focus on directing the rear driver's side tire, and we shouldn't fishtail.
Maybe a little light acceleration, like this?
Or just stop and fill up the air a little bit.
Just drive like a normal person.
Right, like you're gently turning onto an exit.
Oh, I see. Just like driving on a snowy road. Even distribution of contact pressure, huh? Sort of like a human torque splitter.
Left is right? That's just crazy talk, old man. You've lost me now. In any case, all I'm saying is we've got 4 tires on this thing, so make good use of them all.
Easy for you to say. I know I make driving look easy, but that's actually really tricky, you know?
I do, but I also know what you can do. I wouldn't have said that to just anybody. What?
You really are Kazuki's brother, aren't you?
Actually, I'm not. Ah! What's that supposed to mean?
Huh. Well, I can't really put it too well, but you two are definitely alike somehow.
You kiss the same. Can't deny it. In a lot of ways, Kazuki raised me more than my parents did.
Wonder if you're ever doing it and you suck on her neck, she just starts bawling.
Right. Don't get so transparently depressed at every little thing I say, will you? I don't want to tiptoe around trying to be tactful. It's a pain in the ass.
You don't mince words.
Your emotions don't mean much to me.
Right?
Kazuki isn't as delicate a subject for me as you seem to think. Not that I can completely laugh it off, but there's no need to get gravely serious every time I mention her name. And for what it's worth, I'm not trying to torture you about her death either.
But
you said you were. That was
Yeah.
the whole point of this. Yeah, I know. When you want me to bully you, just say the word. I'll play along unless I have something better to do with my time.
that nasty way of talking really does remind me of her.
Don't laugh at me, woman.
I'm the king.
This is as much as I can do. I push and pull Amane around, keep her hands so full that she doesn't even have the time to get depressed. And in her darkest moments, I scold her outright. You've got a responsibility to live. For my sake, I won't allow you to run away from it. That's all I can do for her, but I believe it'll be enough. I believe she'll be saved someday. I have to believe that. But for now, Amane still recoils from happiness, sinking into strong depression at the best of times. If the weight grows too heavy for her to bear, she tugs on my sleeve so that no one else can see, then whispers into my ear, always the same words.
Hey, bully me. I need my punishment for the day, please.
Tormented and teased, she finds the peace of mind that eludes her in moments of gentle kindness. I've accepted Amane in that strange contradictory jumble of emotions, just as she's accepted me. We'll work through them together from now on, with no outside help that is obviously necessary.
Right.
I don't know how many years that will take. If things go badly, Amane might be like this for the rest of her life. But as long as I'm able to tag along, I will.
And that guy cut your brakes, and now you're going to go careening off that cliff.
Heh.
Huh? What? Remember something funny?
No. Just kind of amused at myself, thinking seriously about the future and all that.
What the heck? Everyone thinks about the future every once in a while, don't they?
Not me. I guess so. Everyone does, don't they? You're just like the creepy old man.
Right?
Freaking me out.
Sooner or later, everything that lives reaches the same future. In other words, death. I've reimagined mine a number of times. No, imagined might not be the right word. I've brushed against a very real possibility of death a number of times, implanting the awareness that I might well lose my life this way, in my mind. And in those visions, I always died alone, without exception. I leave the world with all the dignity of a stray dog in a ditch. No one grieves. No one gets a phone call. My corpse is disposed of in a businesslike manner, and that's that. That's how I'd always seen it playing out. For a long time, I scraped my way through life, unable to consider even my own path, and now I'm seriously thinking about the future for the sake of a single woman. If that's not laughable, what is?
So, what do you have planned for the future, Yuuji?
That's an amazingly vague question. What are you asking me?
Jesus.
Specifically.
Well, come on. You said you'd stay with me for the rest of my life, right?
I get it. You want me to propose?
Yes. Well, sure I do. But here's the thing, Yuuji. When we head back to the dorm later, I think you ought to look up the word delicacy in the dictionary, okay?
Of course, I'm thinking about marriage as well. But since I've been living pretty selfishly and irresponsibly up until now, it's honestly kind of difficult to even imagine. I've never lived the sort of life I could tell others about with pride.
Alright, this is, I am actually really, nervous.
Right?
That guy,
Yeah, I don't even
his
know.
name is Sakashita. He's
Oh.
definitely been following Amane for some time.
Right.
And he has the look of someone completely devoted to something. He's gonna try to kill her, right?
Probably his daughter, right? Is it his
Maybe?
the dad of the? Who knows?
Possibly.
I have no idea.
But then he was having weird flashbacks about his dad. Yuuji was having flashbacks about his dad, and his dad died. He didn't say how. He just said he died, and then my mom killed herself.
True, and there are always people after Yuuji.
Well, that's his job, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that guy is trying to kill everyone involved with that crash for some reason.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't like this. I'm worried. Oh.